Welcome to She Can and She Will. My name is Mary Ann Brown, also known as the Country Mompreneur. I'm joined by my co-host, Disa McAllister. We are moms, work-from-home experts, and queens at helping women take control of their lives. On this show, you will learn from us as well as other women who kick butt in their lives and want to help you do the same. So sit back and get ready for some fun. Welcome back to She Can and She Will. Ta-da!
I feel like we should sing the intro sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll practice and do it in harmonies. So people will be like, we'll get a call from the guy that found Justin Bieber and be like, you guys need to be singers.
Oh, yeah.
Or never on YouTube. People are going to be like, I was listening to your podcast and I heard those harmonies and I was like, you guys have to be the next famous singers. And
this is going to be
okay if we have to.
The expectation is too high at this point.
So today we're talking about how to be happy and how to stay happy. Disa's not happy, so I'm making Disa happy. That's our plans for the day.
Oh, Mary Ann makes me happy all the time. I'm so happy to talk to her.
That is our goals in life, to be happy and to laugh at all possible times. Awesome. I had a couple of jobs in my past that everyone was just serious all of the time, and I did not fit in, surprisingly.
Oh, no.
I just can't. I like the corporate world, and I've worked in the corporate world, but I just can't work in those kind of places. There was one office I worked in where it was cubicles. Woo! That was not, because I'm always laughing and joking around and people would be like, shh. No, I can't. Yeah. Can't shh. That's not my ability. Sorry.
My gosh.
Plus I'm generally a loud talker. I don't think I have a hearing problem. Generally it's caused by hearing problems. I'm just generally a loud talker. People, shh. No, don't shush me.
Oh my gosh. I would love to see somebody try to do that. Holy crap.
Just get louder, unfortunately.
Yeah, there is something weird. It's almost creepy about corporate America. If you guys are working in cubicles, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Where it's like this level of, everything is awesome, right? It's almost like that, a little bit of a,
fake.
I don't want to say culty, but yeah, it's kind of fake. And you have to kind of get that mood. Otherwise you're the downer in the office, right? Or you're not being a team player. You're not supporting the team. So I totally get it, but it can feel disingenuous. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was not a team player because I was not quiet and I was not serious.
How dare you?
How dare I not be serious? I was always trying to start at the one office that I was at, they had the cubicles. It was so painful. And there was a couple of other girls that were fun with me. So we'd have a chat going with each other and picking on people because we were just like, why the heck does everyone have to be so serious? And, and I tried starting a potluck on Fridays and stuff like that. And it would only be the few funny people that would join. All the serious people wouldn't come. Why are people so serious?
Whoa,
I don't get it.
Oh.
I don't think our podcast is even for serious people, so they won't be listening anyway. So
I get it. If
everybody revolt against.
Oh gosh. Yeah. If you're in the death business, if you're a funeral, dude, you can't be joking around with people. That is so inappropriate. but less
sorry, your mom died. I guess that would not be appropriate.
That is a somber mood all the time, and that is appropriate. Yeah, that's okay.
But accounting.
Yeah,
you got to be able to laugh, otherwise, hello, accounting.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about how to stay happy, first of all, you got to manage your stress levels. If you have too much stress in your life, it's gonna take over, and you're not gonna have any more space in your life to be happy. All you're going to be is thinking about the stress. So you got to figure out ways, whatever they are, to manage your stress, whether you go for walks, whether you like to meditate. Different people have different things. I like to listen to really loud music in my car. That is my de-stressor. If I am like super stressed about something, I'm in my car and I'm driving and I'm listening to heavy metal from the 80s. It's generally my go-to.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I got a question for you. So a couple weeks ago, I went to Florida with my son Darwin and we went scuba diving. Now there was like a lot of stuff going on, always, right? And you're traveling and stuff. When I hit the ocean, now keep in mind, I'm so excited. Like we haven't been scuba diving since we got certified a couple years ago. Like we're so excited. I got in the ocean and I immediately had a panic attack. It was so scary. But then afterwards, and the people were great. They like calmed me down and then I went under and it was totally fine. But for a couple minutes there, I was like, am I dying? Is my heart gonna I was like out of control. But so I had to go back and try to figure out like what happened leading up to it. And as soon as I said panic attack to Paul, actually, he was like, well, yeah, you did. Look at all this stuff going on. And he starts listening to things. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess that's a lot of stuff. But how do you know? How do you know that you are stressed? Like, how do you know that there's a lot going on that you are stressed out? Because I apparently don't realize it until it's too late.
For me, it's when I start nipping at people. Like that's when I know things have really gotten to me, because I usually don't have a short trigger when it comes to anything. If my son spills something, I'm not the mom on those Bounty commercials that just smiles and wipes it off. But I also don't flip out but if something causes me to just flip the heck out, I know, okay, something's going on. I need to step away and get in my car, because otherwise I'm just going to keep going and keep nipping at people. So that's what I think. That's my biggest tell, is when I start crabbing at people.
Irritability. All right. I'm going to remember that, because I do have that sometimes. Yeah. That's a good symptom, or what do they call it? Not side effect. I don't know. Telltale sign.
Telltale.
Yeah. So because I'm kind of deaf to my own stress levels, I just don't see it sometimes. So I try to focus on joy, right? I got a magnet on my fridge and I try to read it every time I go past. It says, do more of what makes you happy. So I'll ask myself in the beginning of the day, like, what is going to bring you the most joy today? And I just try to force that into the day. So sometimes it's like listening to one song. Sometimes it's like,
having that extra piece of cake.
Yes.
Like, maybe tonight is a birthday party. I'm having cake.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Not cooking dinner is a lot of the time.
Yes. That is a big joy. Like not having to come up what to go. If someone would it's funny, because when I suggest to people, tell me what you want for dinner, people think I'm just like
a menu.
Like I'm like that. I can't think of new things all of the time. If it was up to me, it would be taco every Tuesday, pizza every Wednesday. Like, it's hard to come up with new things. I don't want the same old stuff, but I can't think of new things half the time. And I'll Google fun things for dinner, and people are talking about tilapia with lemon and I'm like, I can't make that stuff. Like, give me ideas that are realistic. That's what I think needs to be a cookbook of realistic things to make for dinner, not weird artsy fartsy things that I don't have. And like I was talking to the lady that is the cook that we spoke to on our podcast.
Oh God,
I'll decide to make something that I'll see a person make on TikTok that looks so delicious, but it will call for such weird ingredients that I'll end up with these weird ingredients half opened in my cupboard that I don't know what else to do with. Like, well, I'm going to make this weird fish oil stuff for the next 3 weeks, obviously, because I have the ingredients. It's just give me ideas. Share.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We should, I would say we should, but I don't mean me. We should like make some of those recipes, but yeah, my brain does not even work like that. I cannot put tastes together, but dump a thing. And then I'm like, oh crap, I'm using all this processed food. I'm killing my whole family. And I just can't.
Forget it. I'm going to McDonald's whenever possible because I just don't want to cook all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how we end up eating out all the time.
And when you say enjoy yourself, I was thinking about when I got divorced and I moved into an apartment for a while. And then I ended up getting this house next to a pond that I still miss. It was so beautiful. but I had this apartment for a while, and I just went from this environment that was just, there was a lot of yelling and a lot of stress. And it's like, I don't want any of that in my new life. I'm going to be happy. So all over my house, I got those stick up quotes that you can get that are like the peel and stick.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
all over my house, I had all of these like, love will find a way, and she believes she could, and had them all over my house. And when I came home, I'm home, and I had pink and red everywhere, like calm colors. And I was just like, I come home, I'm in my happy place. My son, when he would come home from his dad, sometimes he would be a little crabby, and I'd be like, we don't do that here. He was not allowed to be crabby in my house. I was like, go outside if you're doing that. We don't do that here.
Oh my gosh. That is awesome.
So how do you get through your day? Between work, your family, and all the in-betweens, who has the time to connect with others who face your similar struggles? Join us at our monthly Women Helping Women virtual networking sessions to make connections with other women who face your same struggles. Make new contacts, whether you are looking for business connections, accountability partners, or to build relationships. If you've never joined a virtual networking session, it's very laid back, and we try to make it fun for all who attend. We ask you share your name, what you do for a living, and what you're looking to get out of the session. We encourage people with like interests to share their contact info to connect once the session is over. This is a great opportunity to build bonds with new people who you never would have met in your day-to-day life. So whether you're looking to make professional connections or looking to find some new friends, sign up for our next session. Find more information at thecountrymompreneur.com. So another good thing is also boost your self-esteem.
This is a tricky one.
It's a very hard one because sometimes you just feeling like crap. But for me, I, at least from the waist up, try to always look good when I'm working. When I go out in public, you make yourself look good for you. The problem that we have nowadays is, especially if you're working from home and doing a lot of Zoom calls, you're looking at yourself all of the time. And that can be a problem sometimes for your self-esteem because you're like, man,
extra critical of your own image. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I went overboard like when I was late teens, early 20s, and I would make sure I had heels on all the time. Even when I was like helping my parents move and stuff, like heels all the time and like dresses and stuff. And then my back went out, probably because I was being stupid with heels. But after that, I was like, why do I have to do this for other people to like me? And then I went on like this 20-year hiatus of like, screw you, I'm not putting makeup on, all this kind of crap. Yes. And then after this last divorce, I was like, oh, I feel better. I feel better if I like go get my nails done. I feel better if like, I don't know what that does for you. Like it's a little bit of self-care, but every time I look at my nails, I'm like, this is so pretty.
They look so nice.
So pretty.
Like, that was always the one thing for me. And it's been for years. The one thing for me that I do for me is I always go every couple of weeks, go get my nails done. If I wait too long, they yell at you. I don't know if if they've ever yelled at you. Like I'll come in, I'm like, I'm coming for a fill. They're like, no, you're not. You have to start all over again. You waited too long. So I try to go every couple of weeks. There's like some people that yell at you, like the dentist. Do you floss? Yeah, I do. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
I like to, that's like my one thing that I like to do. And some people like, they'll be like, oh, you're being vain. No, it's my thing for me. I like to do it. Like I don't go to spas and stuff like that. I'm not much for massages, but I like to get my nails done.
I think that's what I missed about it, because my thought was like, I shouldn't have to do this for other people to like me. Right. But when I do it, I just feel good. It's not for other people. It's just like, I feel like when I see that, I'm like, oh, I deserve a level of care. And it makes me feel good. Like I gave myself care, like my little inner me, right? Yeah. Like I just have my inner me, Yeah.
You get done, you're like, ooh,
I can really help your self-esteem. Yeah. Words of affirmation. I get bad about this and I forget about it for like 6 months. And then I'll get into like a little routine of like just in the morning, just saying like 3 words of affirmation or something like that. And I honestly think that can change your life. Just using I am statements like I know a lot of writers or people who write on the side, but they'll do like, I am an author. I am a writer. And that is just, because, you are, you don't have to do it like every minute of the day to be that person. Right. But you're kind of stepping into a higher version of yourself. If you just use like, I am statements, I am worthy. I am loved. I am an author, whatever it is. That's not my thing, but whatever that thing is. Yeah.
And I think about, what's his name? Stuart Smalley, where he's like, I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And doggone it, people like me. So I like to use that one because I can't do words of affirmation without being a smart ass.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to embrace it. You got to embrace it fully for it to work.
Seriously, if I just looked in the mirror and was like, oh, you look beautiful today, my inner self would just laugh at myself. But if I say, you're good enough, you're smart enough, then my inner self's like, yeah, right, you are.
That's adorable. Yeah.
So now I have a healthy lifestyle. I'm not the best at this one. I try to make healthy meals for my family when we're not eating at McDonald's, as aforementioned. I try to cook healthy meals. And I have a garden. Last year I got 3 tomatoes out of it. So that was pretty good because the year before I tried and they all died. So every year I try to grow a few more tomatoes. I had like 6 bushes and I ended up with 3 tomatoes. So not good ratio. Not good ratio, but I'm getting there.
That is like a good goal, right? You just get a little bit better every year.
I started the garden thinking I'm going to make sauce and salsa. And then I ended up with 3 tomatoes and I'm like, well, I tried.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we kind of focus on like, mental stability and that kind of health, right? I'm the worst of food. I just have a horrible relationship I've given my kids a horrible relationship with food. I'm working on it. But as far as like, if something's really bothering them, let's just talk it out. Like no judgment, compassionate listening. Yeah. Let's just talk it out, and that's, I feel like
that's really important. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
Like I want to always be able to be, because my parents, like my mom was not a huggy, get to know me, know what my problems, mom. And my dad's very serious construction worker. So my parents were never like the tell me what's wrong type people. And I want my son to always feel like he's able to come to me if he's got a problem. And I think that's really important to be able to have that with your kids.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. We're working on it. We're working on all kinds of healthiness, hopefully. Oh gosh, that's the next thing is like talk and share. I'm actually listening to this talk by Simon Sinek, who is just a beautiful speaker about all kinds of stuff. He'll talk about leadership. He's one of the most sought after speakers on the planet right now. But he's kind of going on a streak about loneliness. And he's talking about his own loneliness, right? So I'm right in the middle of like this big interview with him. But I just think that is, I don't even want to say brave. I just think that it's so, real to kind of talk about this stuff. Like when you can't be joyful all the time. You can't be in a good spot all the time. And just to be able to like talk that through with somebody and share that with another person, not so they can fix it, but just so that they can see where you are, right? It's just having another person know what you're going through is.
And having someone that you can talk to when so you're not bottling it all up and then going.
That never works. I don't know.
No.
I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why we're trying to, get through it. Don't do that. It doesn't work.
Then also having gratitude and being thankful for, and that's one of the things that I think even our kids may not understand. being grateful for what you have and not wishing you had somebody else's stuff, I think is the biggest thing. Because if you sit and you start thinking, I wish I had what she had, you're just going to get yourself all upset because you don't have the fancy shoes. You don't have the size 1 out figure. You don't have all the things, but be happy that you're alive. You have the life that you have healthy kids, whatever it is that you have in your life, be happy with what you have. And that makes a big difference in your life too.
Yeah. I love that idea too. The whole, I got married by a monk my first time, not to a monk, but by a monk, you know? And one of the things he would always say is, desire is the root of all suffering, which is so true, right? Mm-hmm. So, and what kind of contradicts desire? And it's gratitude is just being settled with where you are. I love that.
I love it.
All right. So I couldn't not include this one because it helped me so much after my last divorce, is to schedule your breakdowns. And this doesn't work if you're like just piling it on and piling it on and piling it on and you know that you're about to hit your ceiling. This is like, if you're going through something really horrible and you know, like daily, you're like, trying to pick up the pieces and hold it together for everybody else. So, like divorces, or you just lost a loved one. This was like the best advice that I got when I was going through this. And I had told somebody, like, I'm just so sad. I can't, like, I think I'm okay. And then I just start crying, and this happens every single day. And they're like, okay, well, just set aside an hour every single day and force yourself to have that breakdown. And it worked so well. So I kept it within that hour. I would just, even if I didn't feel like at that moment, I would just sit with my feelings. And at first it just came out, just, right. You know, and then after a while, I would have to think about it for a little bit. And then just gradually, I just didn't feel like crying anymore, you know, but that took a long time to get through that. But yeah,
that's a cool idea. I've never heard of that before. That seems like that would be very, very helpful, because then you won't like be breaking down in the middle of work all day long. You know, okay, I'll focus on this later.
So embarrassing. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes like the worst is like when you're just talking to somebody and you feel it and your eyes are just starting to water, but you're not like hyperventilating or anything, but you're just trying, like, if I just don't wipe my eyes, nobody's going to know. Right.
Maybe feel like the person in the bathroom crying and they're like, don't go in the bathroom. Disa's in there crying again.
So embarrassing. Yeah. Yeah. God forbid I ever go through something like that again. But if I did, yeah, that's number one. Schedule
your breakdowns.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. I think that we are the happiest place on earth right now. Better than Disney World, just so you know. So
I would agree. We're better than Disney.
Yeah. Yes. Well, because there's no lines to wait and see us. Well, I was going to say ride us, but that does not sound right.
No. Yeah.
So there's no lines to wait and listen. You can just log in and listen to us. And if anybody else has any fun ideas that you have and how you stay happy, share with us in the comments. We want to know. We want more ideas.
Oh my gosh, this is something you cannot get too much of. Share everything. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We will see you next time. Thank you for listening. For more information, join us at thepmagency.com.